Hi everybody, it's RPG Grandma. Take 3. The Hydra. So we're doing Alien Creature on the Loose this is part 2. And we already went over the basic scenario. But let's talk about what the creature's abilities and what ultimately they're trying to teach people. Creature's abilities. In order for the Hydra to be an equal challenge to the players, its stamina and number of attacks will vary with the number of player characters. They're teaching you how to adjust the game. The Hydra starts with 30 stamina points per player character. Thus, if there are 3 characters, it will have a stamina of 90. The Hydra also has as many heads as there are player characters. It gets 1 attack per head. It can attack a different target with each head. For example, if there are 3 creatures, the Hydra will have 3 heads and will get to attack 3 times every turn. And they were sure to tell you that it could attack multiple targets. In other words, you just don't have to focus on one thing with this intelligent creature. It can do more things. It can do multiple things. The creature attacks by firing nematocysts. That is a muscle-fired darts from its mouth at its prey. Each hit causes 1d10 points of damage. The Hydra's initiative modifier and dexterity and the range of its darts are listed below. So that's an IM of 5, a dexterity of 40, point blank 1 to 2, short 3 to 5, medium 6 to 10, long 11 to 20, and extreme 21 to 40. Immunity. Laser beams simply bounce off the creature's silvery hide without harming it. However, the heat of the beam excites the creature's cells, causing it to bud again. Gain 10 stamina points and another attack. If, for example, a Hydra with a stamina of 90 and 3 attacks was hit by a laser beam, it would gain 10 points of stamina and 1 attack for a total of 100 stamina points and 4 attacks. Because the creature is so big, it is immune to the effects of a single dose grenade. At least 3 grenades must land on the Hydra square at the same turn to knock it out. The grenades will not affect the Hydra if they're thrown on different turns. If any single shot from a needler or gyrojet causes 15 or more points of damage to the Hydra, it will lose 1 of its heads and 1 of its attacks. This will happen only if the damage is caused by a single shot. If the creature loses all of its heads, or if its stamina is reduced to 0, the Hydra is unconscious and can be captured. Movement. The Hydra can move up to 4 spaces per turn. It does not need to stop before it crosses a road. The reader rolls 1d10 on a roll of 1, 2, or 3. A skimmer on the road has swerved to avoid the creature and crashed. One of the player characters near the crash must stop and spend 1 turn calling the medical complex on his or her communicator. That character may not fire that turn. The players decide which character must make the call. Then they have down here stamina and number of attacks and blank spaces. Again, presumably for the reader to use. I never wrote in my books. I'm not writing in this one. But again, it's a clue to the readers, to the person refereeing, what they're supposed to do. So right there, the creature's been outlined, what it can do. You've been told that it can do multiple attacks and it can attack more than 1 player character. You've been told how it can be adjusted for the number of people. So a new referee is learning that they can adjust the game. They can adjust the challenges so that they are a challenge for the players. How to win. The pan-galactic team members win if they stop the creature. If the creature reaches the medical complex, the reader should be sure to tell the players that the creature seems to be looking for something. No, they don't say what it's looking for, just it seems to be looking for something. Setup. The player characters each choose a piece and place it on the game hall. The reader picks up a piece with a picture of a giant creature on it and places it 5 spaces north of the zoological exit. Reward. At the end of the adventure, the city will pay each character a reward for their brave actions. The following rewards are given depending on the outcome of the adventure. Players defeat the Hydra before it devours the handler, 150 credits each. Hydra devours the handler, only 50 credits each. If the player characters borrow any weapons during the adventure, they must return them afterwards. Playing the adventure again. It's possible to play the adventure again. You can make several changes, so they will be surprises each time you play. Team, you can vary the equipment that the characters start the game with by using the method explained at the end of Adventure 1. Creature, the creature player can design a whole new creature. To find its dex and reaction speed, roll D100. Find the results on the ability score table and add 5. The creature gets 30 stamina points and 1 attack per player character. The person controlling the Hydra then gets to select its movement, speed, attacks, defenses, and up to 3 special abilities and its goal. And then they give you, which we'll go over in a different video, the basic how to create a creature. And there's even more information in the expanded rules. So remember, these are teaching scenarios. And so it's a lot more board gaming, as I said before. But here they're teaching how to make a monster. That it's okay to change the monster. That you should change your monster for the players, adjust its abilities, and so forth to keep things fresh, interesting, make it a challenge. And so that's important because they're starting to teach you how to create your own things, how to adjust an adventure that's maybe pre-made, and then they also are very clear about how they are laying out a format here, including what are the win conditions, what's the setup before you start the game, what's the reward for the players. And so that structure, we're trying to save the planet. The power thing is trying to save energy. It just shut off again. Anyway, so this is what they're trying to do with this second scenario. Next video, we'll go over the monster creation rules that are in here, and then maybe I'll jump to the expanded monster creation rules so we have like a tie-in to the other rules. There's more stuff. There's another thing in here as well. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great day. Bye. From the darkness.